The club announced yesterday the new away ticketing process for the forthcoming season. 2 more lots of merchandise have dropped in less than 24 hours. The new away kit, which comes out this Friday, and Adidas Newcastle United branded shoes. Yes, you heard that right. Adidas Newcastle United branded shoes. And the latest on our pursuits for Aaron Ramsdale, Benjamin Šeško, and Wissa. All that coming up in today's video. Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, the 29th of July. I hope your week started well and you even had a good weekend. Thank you so much for tuning into the Magnificent Mags channel. Welcome back. I've took 5 days off from doing videos, mainly because there's been a lot of negativity online. Pessimism and negativity on that, understand it. Even I've felt a bit pessimistic recently, and I'm always someone who's glass half full. But yeah, it's just been, we've been knocked back time after time when we've been going for players, and it's either been through low balling, we've been dragging with heels, or a club's come in after we've done all the legwork and can offer more money and wages. So it's felt tedious, it's felt frustrating. So I just thought, you know what, I just need to take myself out of that for a bit, because I've done my last video on Thursday and I stick by it. It has felt a summer of incompetence. Where we've missed out on targets. There's been no communication in terms of a new stadium or whether we're expanding St James's Park. Also sticking infrastructure, nothing on the training ground where the location for a new one's been sought, where we're moving to. And it's just felt like we've just, it's been transactional. There's been lots of merchandise pushed out onward. And it just feels like a one-way street with no reciprocation at the moment in terms of first team signing. I wanted to jump on and do a video this morning, so yes, firstly, let's get underway. The away ticketing process. The club announced the new one yesterday. If you remember earlier in the year, we were all surveyed. The club have said there was 8,000 season ticket holders surveyed. Option 1 got 17%, option 2 the same, option 3 16%, and option 4 50%. Now, options 1, 2 and 3 were pretty similar. It was just quicker drops. That's the only difference between them. Just the speed of them increased from option 1 to 3. So 3 was the quickest. I chose option 3. Option 4 is what the club have went with. Look, we'll have to stick with it. It's being implemented right away. Villa tickets are now open for applications for fans, well, season ticket holders to register their interest. It opened at 2 p.m. yesterday till 2 p.m. today, 24-hour window. So that process, the way it's going to work is all fans, as I said, it opened at 2 p.m. yesterday. You've got 24 hours until 2 p.m. this afternoon, Tuesday the 29th of July, to register your interest that you want to go at Aston Villa away for the opening game next month on the 16th. The club will then allocate everyone in descending order from the people with the most loyalty points down to those with the lowest. Then, however many number of tickets have been allocated, it'll then be assigned to everyone in that order until the tickets are sold out, and that'll be the loyalty point cut-off. Then, once the fans have been informed between 2 p.m. today and 2 p.m. tomorrow, Wednesday the 30th of July, you'll then have the option for 48 hours from 2 p.m. tomorrow until 2 p.m. Friday to choose your seat. The club have said that's more flexible and you can choose anywhere you want to sit. It's not automatically assigned like away tickets have been before. And then once that 48-hour window closes, anyone who hasn't chosen their seat, if there's any tickets left over, or if anyone's handed their ticket back, it'll go to those who were next in line to receive a ticket after the loyalty point threshold cut off. Option 4 was very heavily worded, and it seemed that the club wanted that option. Now, I can understand people's pessimism and conspiracy theories online. We even discussed this ourselves. I'm not going to say we didn't, where it felt like option 4 was heavily weighted for everyone to choose that. But you know what though? Like, if you put 1, 2 and 3 together, they're basically the same thing, only the speed of the drops is the difference. So option 1, 2 and 3 cumulatively are 50%. And option 4 is 50%, 4,000 fans out the 8,000. So technically, there's not a winner in there if you look at it from that perspective. But the way the club have broken it down is they've said option 4 is won. And a lot of people feel like the club wanted that. Some are saying the club have already decided that, and they just put the tick box options out there to make it look like it was a democracy and it was in the fans' hands to choose. That's what the club have proceeded with. So yeah, if you want to go to Villa, the window is now open till 2 p.m. Today. What's it now? It's 5 to 10 this morning. They've said that their response is the changes reflect strong feedback and a shared ambition to streamline the purchasing experience. The club will now adopt the preferred approach to enhance clarity and speed across the away ticketing process. Now, I've got to emphasise here, it's going to be harder to go to games together because travel groups have been removed. So a big flaw I can see in this, before I get to transparency, is say you're on 80 loyalty points, but the people you travel with are on less. So say some's on 50, some are on 30, and another's on 20s, the 4 year. Now, if you don't get a ticket at 80, or say only the ones at 80 and 50 get a ticket, but 30 and 20 don't, you have a choice to make because it's on an individual basis. If you all apply, it doesn't mean you're getting a ticket. It's in the FAQs. And if none of you apply, obviously none of you are going. So it's on an individual basis. So you have to make a choice. Do you go yourself and then the rest of yous don't go, but then it means you're going to an away game yourself and it's not the same experience when you're travelling with your mates. And then I've seen a massive flaw in this. And say if you're the only one who gets a ticket at 80 and you're like, oh, 50, 30 and 20 points, me mates on those, can't go. So I'll hand me ticket back to the club. But then say they get it, they were next in line on the resale, the ones that weren't sold that the club give to the next in line on the loyalty points threshold, and then they get a ticket, but you've already handed yours back. So that gets messy. So you're originally going, but you hand it back. Your friend then gets one when the club resell them, and now you're not going, but they can. It's honestly, it's so flawed. It's so flawed. But in terms of this, if they wanted to work, because it used to be the process, I believe, in the 90s, if I remember right, there was no transparency on the allocation or the loyalty points. It's just you registered your interest and then you got told if you were going or not. So yeah, that came back in. Now, the main word from all of this in terms of the new away ticket allocation process is transparency. We need to know key dates, so when you can apply, if you're going to be successful or not, when will that be communicated? If you are successful, what's the window in which you can apply for your seat, so choose it, and also the loyalty points. So yeah, getting on to the next point, obviously loyalty points is a main one. What has it started on? What is it sold out on? So then anyone who's on the next number of loyalty points below what it's sold out on knows if they've got a chance if there's any tickets that have been handed back or not. Then the other two is how many tickets have we been allocated and what percentage, the main one, are going to corporate, because if too many go to corporate, then it'll dilute away ends. The away games I used to go on were absolutely bouncing away ends. We're known as the best away supporters in the country. That's not in question. We sell out everywhere we go, but corporate tickets, the more that are sold, takes it away from the loyal fan and it just dilutes away ends. And I've seen a couple last season where the atmosphere was pants. And we don't want to lose that reputation for the best away support in the country. So yeah, that needs to be key. All that needs to be communicated. Now, the Trust did put out a post yesterday saying they got a response from the club saying when you go on to apply, it'll tell you the number of tickets available. But I counter that and say, is that a true reflection? Because who's really on there first? Who sees the full number? Will it tell you how many have went to corporate? Will it say how many have been given to us as fans and not to corporate? Because when you first log on there, some have already been sold, so it's not really a true reflection. And they say fans will be informed the number of loyalty points it's sold out on once you've been told if it's successful or not. But that should be communicated up front so you know what it's starting on, to have an idea if you've got a chance or not. Then fans can work out travel arrangements and everything. So that's all I wanted to say on that. We need transparency in terms of this whole process so fans feel more in the loop and they're not in the dark. So Keith Downey broke the news yesterday. We're in for Aaron Ramsdale, the England goalkeeper. He's 27 and he plays at Southampton at the moment. He's got a contract running until the 30th of June 2028. Now, obviously, when that news broke yesterday, I felt a bit underwhelmed. I'm not going to lie, I posted that myself. But however, That was off the back of the way this windows went. Obviously, we're linked with Lille's Lucas Chevalier. It looks like he's going to PSG, even though it said he wanted to move to the Premier League. And then we're James Trafford, but that's our own fault. He wanted to come here. He openly admitted that, but we're dawdled. We could have got him last summer along with Ramsdale, but PSR put pay to that, and we had to get Vlachodimos in when we sold Mint and Anderson. That was a make weight in the Anderson deal to Forest. Now, his deal was undisclosed, Vlachodimos, but it was £20 million. So say it was 5 years, only 4 million's been paid off. And we'd need 16 million minimum just to break even, and some more to get even a profit back. That's just going off the fee. I don't know his wages, so that's why we couldn't go for him last summer. Now, it's tinged with disappointment because obviously if we'd got Trafford, we could have before the Club World Cup, it's been said, but we're dawdled. And then when we finally matched what Burnley wanted, City come in and they had first refusal. And when Burnley are getting the fee that they wanted, when City have matched it, there's no sell-on clause because City inserted in the first place. So more money for Burnley, so I can understand them wanting to sell to City. Or him choosing City, they're a bigger club, they are, who've won more things. So, look, Ramsdale won't be the worst signing. I've tried to look at it objectively, as I always do. Cons, yes, he conceded a league high 66 goals last season, and he's been relegated 3 times with Bournemouth, Sheffield United, and Southampton. But I tried to look at some pros as well. Look, it's low risk, high reward. Downey said, and Romano this morning, it's going to be a loan deal with an option to buy, not an obligation. There's going to be a small loan fee involved, and we'll pay the majority or all of his wages. So, low risk, high reward. Well, an agreement's close. Apparently, Downey said personal terms are agreed, but a deal with Southampton's underway, but not yet been brought to a conclusion. But I'll look at it this way. Yes, low risk, high reward. If it works out, great. We can look at signing him next summer. If it doesn't work out, he goes back to Southampton. There might be better goalkeeping options available. We can free up some wages because it means we can finally sell Dubravka. He obviously wants to go and play. He's been linked with Burnley. Previously, he was going to go to Saudi in January, but he wanted to stay on. And then Vlachodimos, as I've touched on, we can loan him out. Free up some wages, and that can be spent on new signings. So yeah, Ramsdale wouldn't be the worst signing because he's 27, younger than Pope. He's better than Pope with his feet. Premier League experience, playing at a big club in Arsenal. So yes, he's been relegated. I think that's just, he wanted to play and it's just bad choices. A goalkeeper's the last line of defence. Southampton were terrible last season, so there's only so much he can do. Save percentage was 67.6%, so he saved over 2/3 of his shots. He's played internationally. And yeah, he's meant to be at the peak of his powers at 27-year-old. And I think he'll have a point to prove. And he's played with EddieHowe signed him at Bournemouth. So it means that he's got a working relationship with him. And EddieHowe can improve anyone. And also, looking at it this way, he's also homegrown. So it'll work in terms of UEFA competition. He was at Sheffield United's academy from 2015. Longer than this, but 2015 to 2018, that's a 3 years minimum from 15 to 18-year-olds. So that works out. It means that he meets that criteria. So that's good in terms of meeting that for the squad next season. So yeah, I don't think it'll be the worst signing. Obviously, when you're comparing it to we're going for Chevalier and Trafford, you do feel a bit underwhelmed. But look, we could do far worse than Aaron Ramsdale. So for one, if we do end up signing him and it looks like the deal's going to happen, then I'll back him. Because any player wanting to come here and play, I'll fully back. So we'll wait and see what happens on that one. Now, briefly, I just want to touch on yet another lot of merchandise being released. Look, there's an agreement with Adidas. They have to release it, but the timing, it just, as I've posted this, it feels very transactional. I said that this morning. I understand it has to be released, and I said yesterday it's not against the admin. It just feels like a one-way street at the moment. It feels like it's just all us having to pay. Yes, I know you don't have to buy it, but it's just when all this merchandise is released, like the new away kit, it's coming out this Friday. They said it's inspired by the Tyne Bridge, but like I posted this morning, obviously tongue-in-cheek, It's not the worst kit I've ever seen, but it's certainly not the best. The arches on it are meant to represent the Tyne Bridge, but again, it feels like another Saudi kit. And also, if it was reflective, like I said, tongue-in-cheek, of the Tyne Bridge, then it would have seagull feces on it. Half of it would be rusted and half of it would be painted. There'd be scaffolding on the sleeves. But yeah, that's going to be released. But you don't have to buy it. I don't think I'm buying it. I'm not sold on it. And the Adidas shoes, the Newcastle United Sambas. Again, why would you want club branded shoes? Again, it may just be because I'm from the 80s and 90s. I don't know, but I'm just not sold on that. Like I said, it feels very transactional at the moment, a one-way street. It's just like buy, and we're not being reciprocated with players being bought. So yeah, I just wanted to say my piece on that. I just hope we can see some movement on signings. Now they're in South Korea, ready to play Korean 11 and Spurs. And I just want to say, EddieHowe said this morning in terms of Isak, he's still our player, he's contracted. Obviously, you'd like him to stay, but he's not in full control of that. But he likes to think the club will have a say in what happens in terms of his future. But again, we don't know. Liverpool apparently interested in him, but no bids yet forthcoming. So as it stands, Isak's still our player. And look, I think if we're going to get new players in terms of Wissa or Benjamin Šeško, then Newcastle have to agree these deals before they get any money for Isak. If he is going to go to Liverpool or abroad, get a deal agreed first. Don't get the money in, because then clubs will go, well, Newcastle have got, say, 150 million to play with. Brilliant. We can move the goalposts like every club have done. Because time's of the essence now. The season starts in less than 3 weeks and we've got 5 weeks left of the window or just less. So agree deals with these clubs first if we can, with Brentford, with Leipzig, and then sell Isak. But as it stands, Isak's staying. He's under contract unless Liverpool bid worth fee that we think, oh, that's a world record transfer. No, just tell them where to go. Apparently Yassa's back in the UK. I'm not believing that he's up in Newcastle. He's said to be furious, but again, just conjecture. Don't want to believe any of these in the know accounts, especially Burnsy. Burnsy doesn't know his ABCs or his 1, 2, 3s or how to tie his own laces, because he's just a narcissist who lives in his own head. But yeah, if Yassa is indeed here, I'd like to think he's here for face-to-face talks to thrash it out with Isak and saying, look, this is what we're going to offer you, maximum what we can. If Liverpool don't come in, you've got to knuckle down and you're staying, and you give 100% for this club. But we've got to wait and see. Brentford have said they're waiting to get a replacement in before Wissa goes. There was conflicting info. Apparently he wasn't going to be sold, but now it's don't want to sell him until they get a replacement in. But who are Brentford trying to get in? I don't know, someone from Ipswich, I think. But yeah, I'd like to think we can get Wissa in. Because look, I don't think it's we necessarily need a world-class striker in. It's someone who's good enough. Obviously, Sesko is unproven here. But if it's in terms of building the squad and raising the level of it, I think the squad will be all encouraged. And then once we get Šeško and Wissa in, then I reckon the rest will fall into place in terms of a right centre-back and a midfielder. I'd like to say have patience, but again, there's not a lot of goodwill around the club at the moment, the way this summer's went. Off the back of such a good season, this window's been so underwhelming. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. I don't know. We just need signings in them, don't we? It's getting to that point where it's turning from hope to expectation now to desperation, and fans are quite rightly worried with the season being, only 18 days away. But anyway, that's it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you like this video, drop it a like. Please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good week, everyone. Take care. Thanks. Bye for now.